John, today's question comes from Greg. Kind of a long question. But, yeah, let me just read it. Greg said, my wife is starting a new job with a 401k that charges higher fees than I am used to. They charge 0.5% for overall management, and then all the funds are active style funds that charge between 0.5 and 1%. I will certainly have her contribute such that she is at least receiving all of her match. But for contributions beyond this, I was hoping you could provide your thoughts. We are both making pretty good money now and are in the 32% bracket. When we retire, given current tax rates, we will be no higher than 24%. It seems like I should have her contribute the max to her 401k, even though the fees are higher. Also, she only plans to be working 3 to 4 more years, and then I would roll over all of her 401k to an account using low-cost ETFs. Am I looking at this correctly? Should she max out her 401k in spite of the high fees? Greg, it's a good question. And John, I see these 401ks occasionally that are out there. Usually it's at smaller companies that they have a management fee that's being charged, probably by the advisor that knows the owner of the company, right? And he said, let me set up a 401k plan for you. And they got into this arrangement, and now the company, if they grow, they don't necessarily always know how to get out of that. So they've got that, plus they've got some really expensive mutual funds. So what he's saying is, hey, my wife's going to pay at least 1% a year in a combination of an advisory fee plus the underlying expenses on the mutual funds. That's kind of expensive.
Yes.
And I agree that
sure.
is expensive, right? Whereas if you just look at the typical retirement plan that maybe is at Fidelity, right? For the larger companies that Fidelity manages, you're not going to have any participant level fees like that advisory fee. And then the expense ratios on the individual funds are going to be pretty inexpensive as well. However, despite the fact that I do not like that arrangement of having all of those fees on that 401k, the contribution limits to the 401k are high enough that you're just not going to be able to duplicate that outside.
Right.
Now, I'm not saying that, yes, you should do that, because I'm also a big fan of tax diversity in retirement. Those 3 buckets, pre-tax, taxable brokerage accounts, and your Roth, if you can go into retirement with all 3 of those buckets, that's going to be huge.
Sure.
Now, what he's saying here, though, is that, look, we're in the 32% bracket right now. In retirement, we're going to be in a lower tax bracket. And generally speaking, it does make sense to defer taxes when you're in a higher tax bracket than you will be in retirement. So I would certainly have to see more information, but just based on the facts and circumstances that he's presented here, my gut would say,
probably on
max
track.
it out.
Yeah, probably on track with his thoughts on all of that.
Yep. That's exactly what I would say. Well, Greg, thank you for that question. And listeners, and viewers, I keep saying listeners. John, I forget that we have a YouTube channel now.
Yes, and that people are watching us.
They are.
They are.
And we've said listeners since 2017.
Yeah.
And so it's easy to forget that we now have viewers as well.
So get on there, go on YouTube, click the little subscribe button, watch some videos. I spent a little time yesterday going through some of the videos and responding to some of the questions.
Excellent.
That people had asked on there.
So you're in the comment section.
So I'm in the comments section.
I like it.
Although I may have to change my profile picture because it's just my personal YouTube account, and
that's perfect.
My profile picture is me holding an old fashioned up to the.
Maybe so. I just drink this. Take my advice.
yeah, here you go. I may have to change my profile picture to something more professional. Yeah. Or maybe not. Who cares?
Nah, you don't need a suit.
No, I'm definitely not doing that.
Do you wear suits anymore?
If I have to go to court, obviously.
Oh, yeah. Court days. Oh, yeah. I bet you hate that.
I really do, actually.
Having to put the necktie on.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so ridiculous. Anyway, all right, Greg, thank you for your question. And to all of our listeners, if you have any questions, bigpictureretirement.com, up in the top right-hand menu bar, you'll see Ask Us a Question. You can leave it there. Thank you so much for watching and listening.